Hello, my name is Gabriel Garcia de la Cadena. I am a student at GCU studying to become a history teacher in high school, and this is my video presentation for my Dispositions to Teach assignment in psychology. Now, I'm just here to answer some questions that were given to me. First question is, what dispositions do you possess that will make you a successful teacher? I think the biggest one that I have is communication. I can communicate very well and bond pretty easily with people younger than me or my age. It's not hard to do, and I think it's definitely one of the most important things to have. Some jobs don't care about your communication, but as a teacher, if you have good communication with your students, it is one of the most best things that can positively affect your students and make you a successful teacher. And I believe that is one of my biggest dispositions that I possess. The next question is, what dispositions do you feel I need to work on? I think the one thing I need to work on will be to some degree, again, communication. Now, I don't mean communication as in bonding, more in the I do possess a lot of stage fright that I still even deal with today. It's not as bad as it was before back in high school, but I do slightly sometimes deal with it a bit with small presentations, and it's something I'm definitely working on to slowly get better at so that I can become a better teacher. Another thing that I think I need to work on a bit more is possibly a little bit of showing a bit more empathy. I've definitely over the years have gone to be more hardened, and I do know that as a teacher I'm going to have to soften a lot more again for my students. While I know that sometimes it may be hard because students can be very annoying. I was a student at once in high school. I know I need to open my heart more and be open to my students, because sometimes the reason they're acting up is not because of me, not because I'm annoying or whatever. It's because something's going on with them at home, or maybe they just need some attention. I'm not sure. I will know probably better once I get to there in that position. But I need to learn to not take things sometimes so personally and, move forward. Next question is, what attributes should a professional educator have and how should they behave? What standard guides their thinking and action? I think a professional educator, a teacher, the way they should behave is very understanding and respectful. I know it's hard. I've definitely had teachers who have burst out and yelled at their students because they could not handle the disrespect they were getting. And to what I say is, just you need to calm, you need to relax, and like I said, that's something I need to work on too, because what we all fail to do and remember is when you're in high school, just so many things are going through that child's mind. They could have a bad home, or even just their brain, the hormones they're dealing with, or it's just so much emotion and drama is going on in their life that that are affecting them directly, even if they're not meant directly towards them. It's hard. And they don't sometimes know how to deal with it, so they deal with it by acting out in the classroom, acting out at home. And most of the time, they really don't mean what they're doing, and teachers should be professional, respectful, and take a step back and calm down. They need to understand that this student may be going through something, and remember and find a way to work with them. They need to find a way to work with them one-on-one if possible. And I believe that is a very important thing. That communication, that's important. So, teachers, be professional, relax. I know it's hard. They're gonna get on your nerves. I know. Sometimes it's really hard to deal with it, but that professionalism, the respect, whether you're receiving it or not, you giving it is going to make a big change as time goes on. May not at first, but it will make a big change. Now, how many teachers' disposition positively or negatively influence the psychological and moral development of adolescents? Negatively, like I was saying before in the last question, if the teacher acts out and just keeps yelling at their students, punishing their students, not trying to connect with that student, negatively this is going to affect them, because maybe something is going on at home, like I said. And if that something's going on at home and you are treating them just like their parents probably are treating them at home, it's gonna hurt them more. They're gonna take it as whatever. No one cares about me, so why should I change the way I am? Just might as well act out all the time or whatever. If a student has that mindset and you are contributing to it, you are hurting that child. Teachers tend to forget that these students are spending up till they're 18 most of their lives around you as a teacher. Maybe not you specifically, but as a teacher in general. You have a big influence on these students, and you need to show them, if you are the only one, be a good role model. Who knows if these students have any in their lives? And just making sure you're that one thing could have a big positive impact or negative impact if you're being that one bad thing. Teachers are very important to students in more ways than one. Education is not the only thing we are doing. Growing those students mentally, physically too in some ways. We are shaping those minds to lead that generation, to lead this country. Maybe not in office or in a position of power, but every person in this country has a role. And we are shaping those students that are going to take on those roles one day. And that is very important. Very important. And how will I uphold the expectations of professionalism, including codes of ethics, and professional standards or practice, and relevant law and policies? I think the one thing you need to do in order for me to uphold this is just respect everybody. I may be Christian, and maybe someone's doing something that I don't agree with as a Christian. I need to put that aside. Okay? Because at the end of the day, this country doesn't run on Christian law. So, my job is to be neutral ground. Respect every student because they deserve the respect. Okay? No matter how annoying they are. They are human beings. And especially as a high schooler, they are adults at that point. Don't treat them like kids. I will treat them like adults and show them the respect they deserve. And by doing that, I will have a good bonding with the students, a professional relationship with the students as well. This will allow me to be able to communicate better, help my students better, and at the same time violate no laws in between, in the school system and in the government, whatever rules the government has placed in. These is very important, being professional that way. And because of that, I believe that also being that professional in their lives, but also having that heart too. A good enough heart to want to make a difference and help them. But keeping that professionalism is going to help to create that bond the student might need with his teacher or just someone. But not murk it or make it muddy to make a school district say, well, what's going on here? I believe having a relationship like that with your students, all students if possible, is one of the best things a teacher can have. You will be able to help those students and if possibly help students who aren't even your own students. That is having other students send other students your way for help is something a teacher should strive to reach, to be that type of teacher. There were very few of those back when I was in high school, but the ones that were like that, they changed students' lives, and all while not even creating a weird issue with the school questioning their motives. That is something I will do and strive to be as a teacher. And that's how I will be able to hold up the laws put in place and be professional while helping these students morally and psychologically. I think I really plan to make these students better people by the time they leave school or at the very least by the time they leave my classroom. And next question is, how do you promote healthy moral development with students in your future classroom? It's kind of my last question. The question I kind of answered that, but I'm gonna go a little bit deeper with this. The way to promote a healthy moral development with students is definitely try to show them right from wrong, and not just say, do this bad, do that good. Nothing like that. I mean, more complicated than that. You know, my student does something in the classroom that's not okay. I just talk with them, let him know, hey, like, this is not okay. I'm not there to embarrass the student. I'm not going to embarrass him in front of all his other classmates, because by doing that, you are hurting your chances of developing a good relationship. Sure, if the student is known for someone who can take a joke and likes to crack jokes, I definitely would love to be with that student. Cracking jokes is great, and I will very much promote something like that. We're human. Comedy is a way we grow together. And in some parts of the country, comedy is what keeps some countries and the people together. And that is very, very beautiful, in my opinion. You know, one of the things that's very important is that these students, that they may be growing up in homes where they're not seeing the right morals in life, or maybe they're not really, or maybe they're seeing an abundance of morals, so much, and so to speak, that it's not even healthy or good for them. Like, they're hearing everything is bad if it isn't in the Bible, so to speak, or everything is bad if it doesn't come from this place, or if I didn't do it, it's something like that. And students hearing that, it's gonna not prepare them for the world. And my job is to prepare them for when they leave my classroom, or for when they go out into public. You know, they can't grow up their entire lives hearing one thing and that be law, when it's maybe not right. They need to hear the real world. And that's what's important about history. They're going to hear the past. They're going to hear what went on before they were around, or maybe when they were young, something we might learn. And hopefully they see, okay, wait, if this is going on, this happened, I need to learn from that. And not only that, this shows you that this one thing I may only be learning is apparently law and right is not always correct in every situation. And that's what I hope to teach my students, especially wanting to be a history teacher, that not everything is in, black and white. There's a lot of gray in our world, and they need to know how to shift through that, to know what is the right from wrong. Because there are going to be some times where they see morally gray things, and they need to be able to make the right decision when it comes. But definitely exercises in school, such as teaching them, especially during the stock market, or doing things where one of the activities I know about, was when we learned about the Industrial Revolution, having people be workers, having people be business owners, and trying to teach them what people were doing, how people were suffering, how the business owners made other people suffer for the sake of money. And maybe getting these students to understand, okay, if I ever become a business owner one day, I never want to do this to my workers. Or vice versa, or whatever. But getting these students to grow up and realize that humans should be valued and should not be taken for granted is a very important thing I want to teach students, especially as a history teacher. And I think that's all the questions. Again, my name is Gabriel. Have a nice day.